Sometimes I think we got to ask ourselves that question: do we want to stay on the shallow side of life or move to the deep end of life in which God becomes our only lifeguard?
Willing to be yourself in the sight of people, no matter what people think. I think that's what it's all about. Yo, welcome back to the channel. Y'all know we continuously rocking and building and growing the channel. Today I want to talk about the system of trucking and how it's so important to realize where your strengths lie in trucking so that you could make this something sustainable in the long term. And I just want to talk about some of my thoughts and just experiences as far as I've been in trucking, and I want to share that with y'all. So stay tuned. We're gonna jump right back into it. Now check this out. Sometimes you gotta ask yourself this because you can get complacent in trucking and you can just let time pass you by. And like I talk about, a lot of times the time cannot be equivalent that you spend away from your family, that you spend out there, to the monetary value that you have in your pockets. So look, trucking has allowed me to look at business from a system, because let's jump right into that. Looking at business from a system allows you to not only put all your eggs in one basket. Now, you can very much so put all your eggs into trucking, but then what if a famine comes in trucking? What if something happens in trucking to the point where, you can't make that money? I ask myself questions like this, and then I want to share this with y'all because these are the type of questions. I mean, as truckers, if you're a trucker, if you want to get into trucking, you got time to think. Now, the best thing you can give somebody is time to think. To think about what? To think about things to, grow, think about better ideas, and think about ways to grow your trucking business, grow any other business you ever thought about growing. And guess what? You got time and you got money to do it, because when you are typically out in the truck, you're not spending as much money as you would, on a day-to-day basis being outside of the truck. So let's take a look at something. Let's take a look at the system of trucking. Listen, I want you to ask yourself, what if trucking, or where do you see yourself in the trucking industry a couple years from now? Or where do you want to get a couple years from now? And what are some of the other things outside of trucking are you thinking about? Because look, the first thing that I learned about trucking from an owner-operator standpoint and a truck owner standpoint is this. An owner-operator makes trucking transactional. Now, what does it mean? What does transactional mean? Transactional literally means, one second. So transactional, Transactional literally means that you have to operate the truck in order to make revenue. But look, check this out. What if you wake up, one day and you literally don't want to operate your truck, but you still want to make money? Why can't you make money being an owner-operator and without operating your truck? These are some of the things that I ask myself, because a lot of us, we got goals of becoming an owner-operator, but let's look beyond being an owner-operator, because trucking, it's inevitable for, situations to happen, especially like right now with the gas prices and oil prices. This is a time where you start to pour your monetary money that you have made into other things. And I realized that being an owner-operator is transactional. If I don't operate the truck, I don't make no money. That's a bad place to be in. And I'm learning that as a young man, and I'm realizing, how can I figure out some way to make a system to the point where it's reconcurring? Now, we all know the difference between transactional. When you go to work, when you go work that 9 to 5, that's transactional. If you don't go to work, you don't get a paycheck. Well, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Being an owner-operator is basically owning the truck. You're owning a job. So how can we get to the point of reconcurring? Hopefully I'm spelling this right. Reconcurring, where trucking, you don't always gotta operate. You don't work for the money. In some form, the money working for you. So I'm very, very, very huge on this, reconcurring and building something in trucking, and not even just trucking, but transportation, because I'm young, and giving all my time to a truck. I mean, I should be using my strength, my visions, my, just enthusiasm to build something. Trucking can drain you from that. That's one of the things of trucking. I mean, you can make more money, but the more money you make, the more time you give up. And I learned something that can you actually become rich or wealthy from trucking by solely staying an owner operator? Or do you gotta eventually invest in other things? These are some of the things that I encourage my following on here to think about. As I inspire y'all to try new things. I mean, we all tried a new thing with trucking. I tried a new thing, and I figured out a way to grow and to become a better man or a better me. So when we think about the subscriptions of like Apple subscription, we look at it like $5 is a little bit of money. But if you take $5 and 1,000 people do that, look at how much money that is. So this is my ultimate question for y'all. How did trucking become passive for a lot of huge companies? Okay. So trucking became passive in many different ways. And maybe in my next video, we'll dive into that, because I sit here and I study that, because what is the difference from you being a truck owner versus owner operator? A truck owner runs the operations of the truck. An owner operator owns an operation. So without you, the operation don't run. That's a very, very, very risky, situation and standpoint, or situation of being in your life. So when I get a lot of questions on, man, what should I do? Should I leave? Should I become an employee? I want y'all to understand something. Where do you want to see it? Where do you want to get to in life? If you want to solely own and be self-employed and run your own business, do that, man. Just remember something. That time that you're taking away from your family, you'll never get back. You can always get money back. So I just want to come on here today and talk about creating a system out of trucking. Just think, just think about how you can do this. Think about ways to be creative. Think about ways to where you can help somebody, because systems help other people. Systems build other things. That's where I'm at in life. That's something that trucking has taught me, and I really enjoy trucking about that, because we all can win in trucking. There's so many opportunities for trucks. There's so much going on with trucking that we all can win. But we all have to dominate our own system. So, man, trucking has helped me increase in so many different ways, and that's why I spread this to y'all, because I know it can help you also. So I really, really, really appreciate y'all for watching my video. Y'all stay tuned for my next video. I'm gonna break down how you can create a system of trucking if you're willing, and you're willing to take on that risk, because trucking is more transactional right now, and that's a bad place to be in, because who wakes up every single day wanting to drive a truck and be excited? Trucking isn't just that fun. It's still a job. So, and it comes with, typical dangers. You got a certain amount of time to make the most money. You got weather that sometimes deters you. So I just want y'all to think about that. I just want y'all to think about that right now. But comment, some of the suggestions, some of the things like y'all think about in trucking and why y'all are in trucking, because I know for me, I want this thing to become one big system to help as many people as I can, and just we continue to build. Y'all stay blessed. Don't forget to like, comment, and share this video to somebody else who may have questions about trucking, may want to just see what's the difference from the transactional and recurrent system in trucking, and why some people never get in it, because they don't want to, employ themselves within their own company. So, man, stay tuned. We're going to keep inspiring. We're going to stay blessed. And look, y'all keep rocking with your boy. Peace. Find who you are, live in spirit, and find peace.
Our lives are meant to be legacies for somebody else, for generations to come. And we got to continue to walk after that and do things that are courageous.